Hello there everybody, welcome back to the railway. Today join me here on my workbench for another review. Today we're going to be reviewing a piece of rolling stock, and it is from a manufacturer I haven't tried before. It is this. And I shouldn't have done that because it's probably going to blow up. It is a nuclear flask carrier from Revolution Trains, hence the reason it might blow up. But yes, so this is an FNA-D. These are new tooled. I've got a DRS-37 on my layout, and I've always been after something for it to haul that's prototypical. And when Revolution Trains announced these a little while back, I thought, ooh, that would be quite nice. And then Accurascale announced them, and I thought, they'll be quite nice as well. And I only actually remembered the other day that I was after one of these when I was looking at my 37 during the running session I did. I thought, that needs something more prototypical to run, as opposed to some Freightliner hoppers. So I went on to the model centre, which is where I bought this from, and I purchased one. Here it is. As I said, I bought this from the model centre. This cost me £37.95, I think, including postage. I'm not sure. Let me double check. Back in a sec, folks. So this cost me £36.45, according to the delivery voice, which I'm inventing new words again. According to the delivery invoice, which I've just chucked over there. So now, when it comes to me actually needing to find it, I won't be able to. Anyway, enough of me rambling. We've got an FNA-D here. As I said, banging it's probably not going to do it any good. Probably blow up or something. So we've got Revolution FNA-D, 36. What was it? £36.45 from the model centre. Yes, £36.45. Making sure I have got it right. It looks like a fantastic wagon. I was tempted by Accurascale's offering, but I didn't really want two of them. I only wanted the one, so this was a better option. What else is there to say? It's produced in association with DRS, which is always good. You don't want it to be produced without association with DRS, so they'll probably sue you or something. Yeah, I like the packaging. Nice, solid packaging. You don't tend to get this on wagon boxes. Usually only locos that have this level of protection. So, very pleased with this. What else is there to say? Colour scheme looks quite nice as well. I believe these two are the colours of the wagon. I'm not sure what the red is. I'm guessing that's Revolution Red. If I show you the end of the box, which you probably can't read, the code for this version is RTFNAD401. On the back, we've got a bit of information about the DRS flasks. I've seen some of these. I'll pop a link to the video up in the top somewhere. It's a bit badly filmed, but I've seen some of these in real life. Fairly certain it's FNADs, not the FNACs that I saw. They were running in pair. They ran in a pair when I saw them. Not in like the fruit, but you know. But yeah, these ones, as you can see by the photo, they do run on their own sometimes. Although I don't have a nuclear decommissioning plant or anything on my layout, the backstory is they're going for repair at the freight yard, so that is why I can justify it. And as I said, I've got a DRS-37. So yeah, as I said, I've got a DRS-37 on the layout, which is why I can justify one of these. A bit of information, hold that up, you can pause and read it if you want. Why you'd want to, I'm not sure. If you want to read it, you can, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, we'll get this out, shall we? So, lifting the lid. This is a bit like the Accurascale Manners in terms of packaging. I haven't had this out yet, I should say. So, straight away, I'm liking the colour on the inside. That's a nice colour. Very strong, actually. Very sturdy. You could probably use that for something if it wasn't for packaging the model. So, I'd be very surprised if this has got any damage on it at all. Right, so we've got some paperwork, which is a first for a wagon, I think, for me at least. So, we have FNA-D nuclear flask carrier, which has fallen over. A bit of information there about the prototype. I'll hold it up. I think that's what it says on the back of the box. There you go, you can try and get it in shot. Pause and read that if you're interested. A bit about the model. And some acknowledgements with DRS and NTS, which is always good. On the back we have a parts list, which looks incredibly detailed, I have to say. There you go, you can have a look at that if you're interested. How many parts are there? 56. Well, 56 it says here, so that's quite a few. So I'll read through that properly in a minute. And we have another piece of paperwork. Crikey, it's like, I don't know what it's like, but it's like something that has a lot of paperwork in. So it's like one of the, I don't know. Nothing on the back of this one. This is about flask cover. Oh, there you go. You can read a bit about that. I don't intend to open the cover. I'm not going to open the cover for fear of damaging it. But it shows you how to open the cover should you wish to. There you go, it says they don't recommend it. The warranty does not cover damage caused to the model when attempting to open the cover, so yeah. Right, there is the model, looking absolutely superb through the front. Right, so we have a detail pack. We've got what looks to be a lamp in there. I'll show you these in a moment. We've got some vacuum pipes and some couplers. There you go, if you can see them, which my camcorder didn't want to focus on it now, but they're in there. You can sort of see something. I'll put those over there. In here we have the model. This is looking quite impressive, to be honest. It's not particularly heavy box, it's not as heavy as the HIA hoppers, but then it wouldn't be. So, that's out. I'm loving this strong cardboard box. It looks fantastic, and fantastic hand as well. That's probably going to go into some no context thing. Anyway, it's in this sort of vacuum form packaging. This is very similar to the HIA hoppers, this design. Not HIAs, Dappel's Turbot wagon, which I have one of. A bit stiff, but it is. The cover is slowly sliding off. So we'll lift that. Ooh, right, okay. There is the model in there. It's shrouded by this film, so peel it back, and first impressions on this then are absolutely superb. This looks like a fantastic model. The finish on it looks good. Yeah, this looks superb. Right. Tip this out into the hand. Take this plastic film off. Okay. Right, so this is lovely, I have to say. This looks like a fantastic little model. There's not too much weight to it, because this is, yeah, it feels pretty plasticky to me. But that is not a bad thing. This is quite heavy for its size. It's not too heavy. It's not as heavy as some of the wagons of the similar size that I've got. But this thing is incredibly detailed. Just look at all these printing on here. I'll go into more detail in a minute on the white background, but it just looks fantastic. So this should provide some interesting and varied freight for the railway. So now, what I'm going to do is going to pop this up onto the white background, aka my office chair, and we will have a look at it in closer detail. So, there we go. The Revolution Trains FNA-D, which has just slid off my desk, and keeps doing it again. That doesn't look very good. I don't know, it looks like a fantastic little model. Let's get this up onto the white background and see what it's like. So here we are up on the white background, and as you can see, this is nothing short of fantastic. The level of detail, printing and finesse is just, quite frankly, unparalleled in the model railway market. The only model I can think of that comes even close to this in terms of detail and printing is the Hans Class 66, and of course the fantastic Acura Scale Manor. So I'm going to start with a few highlights, really. The first one is, of course, these. These are the padlocks. These are picked out on all of the warning labels on the thing, and they look absolutely superb. I've never seen this done before. It might be really common. It might just be that I'm completely uneducated in the world of railways, but we have picked out golden padlocks on the side of the model. That's a really standout feature to me. It's absolutely tiny on the thing. It makes very little difference to the performance and running characteristics of the model, but it just looks fantastic. I've never seen it done before, and for me it's a first. The next thing that really stands out to me is, of course, the sheer number of prints on the side. These are virtually flat-sided wagons, and with most wagons you'll get a little bit of detailing and a little bit of printing, but nothing quite like this. Obviously, as this is used for transporting spent nuclear fuel, you're going to want loads of warning labels, and this model certainly has those. As you can see, there's absolutely tons of printed, and it's entirely legible as well, I should add, tons of printed text and details, and as I said earlier, they are entirely legible. This looks absolutely incredible, and to be honest, if you put this in a realistic enough railway, I would think this is the real thing. It's absolutely incredible. Something else of note is, of course, these turning wheels. These all appear to be metal. They are very, very sturdy. They're nice and crisply moulded, and they look fantastic. So next up, at the ends of the model, as you can see, we do have these separately fitted handrails. These are made of plastic, and they are quite flimsy, but at the same time, I don't think they're going to break, so I don't think that should be too much of a problem. Of course then, in the middle of the model, we do have the container, or flask as I think it's referred to. This has got nicely ribbed sides. It's bright white as well, or sort of creamy white, so it stands out well from the rest of the model. And of course it's got this 9001 lettering on the top. That's nice and crisply printed, and it looks fantastic. Here then we do have the locking mechanism that the instructions referred to. As you can see, this is nice crisply moulded, so there's no flashing on that part at all. I do believe it's plastic as opposed to metal, however it does look pretty durable to me, and if I was going to open the flask I wouldn't have any worries about using it. As I briefly touched on before, we do have these separately fitted handbrake wheels on the bogies. And speaking of bogies, these are nicely done. We've got some nice crisp moulding on the bogies, they look fantastic, and to top it off we've even got printed and legible details on there. And speaking of printed details, we also have these nice yellow axle boxes. These look fantastic and you can see the sort of rivet detail on the end, very nice touch. If we take a look at the end of the model, we can see the aforementioned handrails, but we also have two sprung buffers. These are made of plastic and they are quite flimsy, but they do spring, and that's a nice feature in my opinion. We've also got a body-mounted kinematic NEM coupling. These look fantastic, and the motion on these is silky smooth, so I don't see these getting stuck. Furthermore, we do have these separately fitted lamp irons on the end. These are separately painted as well, and they look fantastic. As if the level of detail and definition was not already enough on the end, we have these locating holes where you can place the details located in the accessories pack. Flask. We've got this checkerboard surface where presumably a crew member could stand to help unload the flask. Atop the model we've also got the overhead warning flash and a legible running number. Which is really coming across to me is the free rollingness of the wagon, so much so I've had to derail it to stop it rolling off during these shots. So let's get up onto the layout and we can have a quick look, see how it performs. Right, so here we are up on the layout. Just out of shot I've got my Bachmann DRS-37 and here I've got the new Revolution FNA-D. I've just noticed something though, which is of course this end. I don't know if it comes out on camera, we have got quite a droopy coupling. So this might cause some issues, and as you can see, this is incredibly free rolling. You would not believe the nightmare I've had trying to get it to stay still whilst filming those close-up shots, and indeed now. So before it rolls off and disappears into oblivion, I'm going to get my 37, try and reverse up to it. Although, it's just reversed into the 37. It does seem to have coupled nicely though, as you can see. So it has coupled despite the droopy coupling, which shows that it's not too much of an issue. So as you can see, I've got it nicely coupled up to the 37, so we're going to get it running around the layout, and we will see how it performs on the layout. As you can see, it seems to be doing alright. I've got my 37 there, which is sounding like a tractor as ever. These would normally run with two locos. I don't have two DRS locos, so I've just popped my 37 on there at the front. Seems to be running nicely, so I'll do it over some points in a minute as well, so it performs over those. Right, so I've got my 37 and the Revolution FNA-D here. I'm now going to uncouple them and run it round to the other side so I can go and try it on my nightmare points on the other side. So, to uncouple it, somewhere, I have got my magic uncoupling tool, which consists of a piece of bent copper wire with a bit of card strapped to the end of it. And sure enough, here it is. It's very sophisticated, honestly, it's absolutely awful. But, yeah, so if we just reverse them up so the couplings are together, pop this underneath so it lifts up the hooks, and then drive the 37 away. Literally it's just made from a piece of Kellogg's cardboard from some cereal, so that's how exciting and innovative my models are. And as you can see, this thing is incredibly free rolling whilst the 37's running around. As you can see, it's just, look at that, give it a nudge and it just goes. In fact, if I don't give it a nudge, if I just literally put it there, as you can see, it just rolls down. I do believe this has bearings on it, so that might explain a thing or two. But honestly, it's absolutely insane. So what I'm going to have to do, put a piece of plastic card across the track to stop it rolling off. Which probably wouldn't work in real life, but you know. Speed 37 up because it's taking ages. If you hear background noise, I have to apologise, that's my heater. It is absolutely freezing over here today. Anyway, 37's coming, so this end has also got a droopy coupling, so we'll see if it couples. as you can see, it didn't. So I'm going to actually stop it rolling off, and so we can force a coupling, which we have. Yeah, so it's not too much of a problem, unless you're coupling them on their own, in which case it could be, given as that coupling doesn't really want to engage, and this is insanely free rolling. So I'm now going to take this off around the layout the other way, that way, and we will take it over to the point and we will give it a check. These are literally nightmare points. Do not, if you're building a layout, do points like I have here. It's only because I haven't actually got around to caulking the rest of it with cork for whatever reason. So I've got sort of floating second radius curve on the other side. Honestly, it's an absolute nightmare setup, don't do it. I would put it in that one, but I can't be bothered to move the manners out the way because I'm a lazy git. So let's get this moving around the layout. Right, so here we are at the dodgy test setup. I am freehand on the camcorder here, the other hand's going to be doing controlling of the loco. So apologies if the footage is absolutely terrible, which, given as it's me filming, it probably will be. In fact, remove probably, definitely. So we're going to flick the switch. There it is. As I said, this is absolute nightmare setup. Don't ever do your turnouts like this. Look at this. It's awful. Really, really don't. It's going to damage the locos, so that's why I'm not too keen on running stuff in and out the sidings. I tend to just sort of push it over. However, it should provide an absolutely insane test setup for this. So, as you can see, it's gone straight through the points, which I just set the other way. I think I set them the other way. Either way, they're set that way now, so it shouldn't. And sure enough, it isn't. It's running nice and smooth through there. And despite the dodgy test setup, it's gone through that perfectly. So let's try the other way. Went through there absolutely fine. So we can conclude that it's good on turnouts. So let's get it running around the layout again. So the Revolution train to FNA-D then, it's a fantastic model, but here are some ratings for it. So in detail category I have scored this 5. There's not much I can fault here. The level of printed, etched, separately fitted detail is absolutely superb. There's really not much I'd change there, and some highlights for me definitely have to include those separately painted padlocks, the insane number of legible printed details, and of course the separately fitted details throughout. As a performance category, it's got to be 5. There's nothing I can fault with it really. It runs nicely around all the curves. It even succeeded over my dodgy points, so a really perfect performance there from the FNA-D. For quality, which is the next category, I'm going to rate this 4. There's not much I would change about this. However, it was made from plastic almost entirely. And that is something I would change. If it could have made some bits like the flask, this bit here, out of metal, that would have been quite nice. Or I did some more weight to the outside. Would have given it a bit of a better finish, which doesn't look too bad as it is, but it would have looked even better and possibly have improved the quality. And the other one, of course, would have been these handrails here. I don't think they're made out of metal. If they are, then they're a bit flimsy, so it would have been nice to make them a bit stronger. However, it's not a huge issue. If they're made out of plastic, maybe I would suggest to Revolution make them out of metal next time it's metal or something. But if they are made out of metal, then you know they're not too bad at the end of the day. I have seen worse on the likes of my Bachmann MPV, so you know, not too bad. Value then, which is 4.5. As I said, the only thing that I would change really about this is the metal and the fact it is a high-priced wagon. I'm not saying it should be priced cheaper. This is an adequate price for what it is. However, it would have been nice if there's a little bit more metal work on it for that price. Overall then, that comes out at 9.25 out of 10, or 92%, which is a fantastic score, especially for a wagon. You don't normally get wagons as good as this, and this has to be one of the best wagons I've reviewed this year. It beats my Dapol HIO wagons. I don't think the review for those has come out yet, or indeed if it is going to come out, but yeah, it beats those hands down. So definitely worth buying if you're in the market for an FNA-D. I can't comment on a QScale's offering, however it does look much more expensive, and you can only get 2. You can't buy them individually. You have to buy them in a twin pack, which is just limiting to the model. I would definitely avoid those if you have to just buy one of these, because these are fantastic. Anyway, thank you for watching today's review. As always, if you have found this interesting, helpful, enjoyable, or otherwise just plain entertaining, because I'm an imbecile, then please do not forget to leave a like, comment down below, share and subscribe. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Until then, bye for now.